Okay guys, I want to have a chat about co-op, show you some footage that I recorded from testing the co-op inside Wuthering Waves. Massive shout out to my man Kuro for doing all this testing with me. Now, I was pleasantly surprised with the way the co-op works inside this game. We'll go through a bunch of things and I'll put a bunch of B-roll, but the first things I just want to like quick TLDR on, the ping was amazing. There was a couple little lags in characters, but in general, the combat still felt fluid considering both of us that were both playing from Australia on VPN to Japan. So I thought it was really good for co-op. In that sense, they've done that very well in that. It makes your farming of your echoes or your gear much quicker. It allows you access to farming more echoes because all the echoes in the world you can only farm once, but this allows you to farm other people's echoes and you can actually get them. So it's quite insane. And it is actually just really fun to be able to go ahead and do that faster. Now, you can go and kill bosses together, which is pretty cool and stuff like that. So there is a lot of things inside this that we're going to talk about in this video, but I think co-op is one of those things where I didn't really care about it coming into the beta, but now that I've experienced it, I'm actually very impressed with it, and it's one of my favorite features inside the game. Now, how long that will remain, I don't know, because it is tied into the grindy aspect of the game, and maybe you don't do it as much, but I think nonetheless, it's been well implemented, and it's pretty enjoyable. So let's jump in. So the first thing I want to do is jump into the game and explain the basics to how the co-op system works. So first of all, to do co-op with someone, you can find random people in the world. For instance, here, if we go to the top left of my minimap, we can click that, and you can see it has the apply to join thing. Now, we can join in parties of 3, and as you can see here, I can see everyone around. Now, you can look for joinable groups, or you can look for friends. As you can see, Grimro is my friend, and I can apply to join his group while he is playing, and we can fill out those spots. And now you can jump in with other random players and go for them. However, you can also adjust this to see who can join you and stuff like that. There are different options there, but that's the basics to it. And what the easiest way is going to be, you grab a friend, get them on your friends list, you just give them your account ID, they add you as a friend, and then you can do this. Now, to do that quickly, we're just going to have to go into the friends menu, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You just add in an ID, and away you go. You can also, as you can see, apply for co-op request through your friends list directly if you want to do that as well. So there's 2 ways to get into it. Now, once you get into co-op, now I only tested with 2 players, but I'm assuming it will be pretty simple to expand how 3 players will work. And basically what happens is someone is the host and someone is the guest. So if I applied to join Grimro here, I would be part of his world. If he applied to join me, he would be a part of my world. And the owner of the world is allowed to use 2 characters, and the other player gets the 3rd character in the team. Now, when we get into it, once you've got the 2 players and 1 player, it's a bit confusing. I think there is a bug right now where one player's heals do not affect the other player. Same with shields. I'm assuming it's the same with buffs and everything. So there's that interaction. So at the moment on this beta, it is a bit sketchy. Like, you got to bring someone in with self-sustain if you want to live. Otherwise, you're not going to get the heals from the team. But that is the one issue with it. Besides that, it was quite pleasant. So the first thing I want to talk about is that the main purposes for actually doing co-op when the game launches. Now, once again, they could change some of this from the beta, but basically it makes farming echoes so much better. Now, I'm going to have to do a whole video just giving a basic understanding of what echoes are, but essentially they're the gear system, and killing mobs around the world can give you pieces of gear, essentially. Now, by joining up and partying with someone, what happens is you guys can go around and kill mobs together, and then they can drop the echoes. Now, the highest chance you have is about a 20% chance for when you kill a mob for it to have the echo left behind, which is your gear. So that's your sort of drop chance. Now, the cool thing about this is you can be on the opposite side of the map to the person that you're in co-op with. They can kill mobs, and then you can teleport over there, and you can still get echoes from the mobs they killed. Now, the other thing in this is that echoes in your world, you can only kill each enemy once per day. They spawn at the end of every day. So if you've got 1 echo you're really looking for me, there's this 1 Havoc one that I'm going for, but I believe there's only 1 enemy of it in the entire world. I can only go there for that 1 per day, but I can join someone else who hasn't killed it yet, kill it in their world, find someone else, kill it in their world, and snowball like that. And it allows you access to keep farming that 1 piece that you want to try and get the good main stat. So I think that is very, very helpful. Now, the other thing that we do have is obviously boss fights. Now, these are the boss fights that not the hard one. The hologram fights, you cannot go in together. They don't let you do it. It doesn't let you really do the end game modes together, which is completely understandable because they are the end game modes in what is predominantly a single player focused game. I would think it would be really cool if they did add some co-op modes later on, but at the moment those modes are locked for you yourself to challenge yourself, which makes sense. But the great thing about the co-op is it allows you to do the grindy stuff. So the other bosses around the world which have the chance to drop echoes, you can go ahead and you can do those in co-op as well. Now, what I found when I was teaming up with Grimro, he was a bit more advanced with me, better characters, better gear. It made farming those bosses to get the echoes a ton faster. It made it so much more efficient. And even he himself, when we exited out of the co-op, he's like, dude, it's taking too long to farm these echoes now. So it does speed up that process really well. And I think this is a really great point for the game in that if you then have 3 players, that then speeds it up faster. You can imagine, yes, you do miss out on swapping between your own characters, but you've now got like 2 or 3 characters attacking that enemy at the same time, which makes a big difference in damage potential. Even though you can't do, your proper combos, you can still get all those effects. I can bring a character in that has debuffs for the enemy to increase their damage taken. Everyone's going to benefit from that. You can see how it really snowballs and allows you to kill things faster. It's also really handy if you can be in a party with people and go, okay, we're going to clear all the echoes in this area. I just got to go get a drink. They can go kill them, you can catch up, you can collect all those echoes, and then you can take a turn killing echoes while they go do something. I think it's just really, it adds to speed and efficiency of doing what could end up being seen as the mundane grind. Then we look at one step further in the fact that I have not seen a shiny echo yet. No one that I know personally in the beta has seen a shiny echo yet, which is an altered coloration of the echo, something that I'm pretty excited about. But I'm curious to see if you can find those in other people's world and have a chance to get them there as well. I think that would really add to the shiny hunting aspect. So there's all those things inside this that make it really nice. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video, the ping was really good. We're both in Australia playing with VPNs to Japanese servers, and it was great. We had one time where the turtle would bug out where we attacked him, he stood up, and then he was in the ground again. But besides that, it wasn't too bad. The other thing is, like, some of the bosses, if they've got a field that goes around the boss when you start, make sure you're in there together when you trigger the boss. Otherwise, you won't be able to join in with the other person. You'll be left on the sidelines looking, going, yay. So there's that as well. So there's a few little things to note, but in general, I think they've done a great job of delivering this co-op in that it's not only just there for the sake of being there. It is there because it gives you a benefit, but the benefit isn't disproportional. It's a good benefit for those that really want to grind, but you don't have to do it if you don't want to. So I think they've struck a really good balance with this co-op in 1, it feels good. 2, it has a function, but 3, the function isn't necessary. So I think that is the perfect placement of co-op in a heavily single player game. So that is my take on co-op so far. Once again, I only just unlocked it. We spent about an hour testing before I had to go to bed. And yeah, like I said, I am thoroughly impressed with it. I was not expecting anything at all from co-op, and it's now one of my favorite features inside the game. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.